Okay, let's cut through the noise. Forget the new apps, forget the product launches for a second. We need to talk about January 2026. Because something happened that month, a quiet signal that the future didn't just arrive, it slammed into the present, years ahead of schedule. So yeah, January 2026, something really strange happened in that one month. It wasn't some big flashy announcement. In fact, most of the world totally missed it. But for the people actually building our future, they felt the ground shift right under their feet. And here's why. Think about this for a second. 5 of the most powerful CEOs in technology. These are fierce rivals, right? People who normally disagree on just about everything. Suddenly, they were all saying the exact same thing. And I'm not talking about similar ideas. No, this was one identical warning, delivered with the same shocking urgency. That is not a coincidence. That is a signal, a massive one. So why does this matter so much? Well, look, when direct competitors, people who are paid millions to beat each other, start singing the same tune, it's not marketing hype. It means the fundamental reality has changed for everyone. So what was their message? This is the absolute core of it. The very people building this tech admitted that the timeline hadn't just sped up, it had collapsed. That 10-year future we were all casually planning for, yeah, that's happening in the next 1 to 2 years. It's not knocking on the door anymore. It's already in the room. So what the heck caused this collapse? It's not just that AI got a little bit smarter. No, it's that it fundamentally changed its nature. There are 3 core shifts, and they're all happening right now. First, AI is going from being a simple tool, kind of like a calculator you command, to being an agent that can act on its own. Second, it's breaking out of our screens and into the physical world with robotics. And third, and this is the big one, the mission is shifting from just helping humans to completely replacing entire categories of work. And I don't mean someday, I mean now. Let's just double-click on that first point, agency. This is the real game changer. Think of it this way. A tool waits for you. It does nothing until you tell it what to do. An agent decides what needs to be done, it does it, and then it learns from the results, all without asking for your permission. We have never, ever built technology like that before. And of course, that new power has an immediate and pretty obvious consequence. Jobs. Because when productivity can suddenly jump by 10 times or even 100 times, companies don't hire more people, they hire fewer. It's not personal, it's just math. But here's the twist, and this is what makes this revolution so different. In the past, technology always came for the manual jobs first, right? The factory floor. This time, it's not starting there. It's starting with cognitive labor. It's starting in the office. I mean, just look at this comparison. Historically, the risk was to manual, blue-collar jobs doing physical tasks. Now, the risk has completely flipped. It's now aimed directly at cognitive, white-collar jobs, the so-called safe careers built on processing information. This brings us to a specific group of people who are the most exposed right now, what we can call the time for money class. We're talking about professionals, people with degrees, with mortgages, whose entire economic value comes from their ability to process information and sell their time, hour by hour, instead of owning the actual systems or assets that create wealth. And here's the problem. You can't just remove the economic purpose from tens of millions of people all at once and expect society to just stay calm. This isn't just a tech issue anymore. It's becoming a social one, a political one, and honestly, a psychological one. And history is incredibly clear on this. When you get this perfect storm, rapid, widespread job loss, a sudden loss of social status, and a disappearing sense of purpose and meaning, it doesn't lead to some fun, innovative future. It leads to unrest. And that's the great paradox here. The long-term promise of AI is amazing, right? A world of abundance, cheaper healthcare, better education, you name it. But the journey to get there, that journey is a chaotic, disruptive gap. And we are smack in the middle of that gap right now. So look, if you're sitting around waiting for governments or big institutions to figure this out and save the day, you're already behind. This change is happening at the speed of technology, not the speed of bureaucracy. Your preparation has to be personal. It has to start with you. Okay, so if you can't rely on the old systems, what can you do? This isn't about panicking. It's about getting smart and preparing. Let's break down a personal strategy built on 3 solid pillars to help you navigate this new world. All right, here are the 3 pillars. First up is leverage. You have to start using these AI tools to make yourself 10 times more productive right now. Second is judgment. This is about leaning into what makes us human, making smart decisions, understanding context, and thinking about ethics. And third, ownership. You've got to stop just selling your hours for money. You have to start owning assets, owning systems, owning equity, things that work for you.
So the whole thing really boils down to this. If your job is mostly about doing a task that someone else has already defined, well, AI is eventually going to do that faster and cheaper. But if your job is about deciding what work should be done in the first place, that makes you valuable for a whole lot longer. And that really brings us to the heart of it. The technology itself isn't the biggest threat we face. Not even close. The single greatest risk right now is denial. It's just assuming the world in 5 years will look basically like today, but with slightly better apps. It won't. Listen, this isn't meant to be fear-mongering. It's about pattern recognition. When you see timelines compress this fast, and when you see sworn enemies all sounding the same alarm bell, you have to pay attention. We're not just watching the opening credits for the future anymore. We're already in it. The movie has started.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. The people who are building this new world have told you, point blank, that the timeline has collapsed. The question isn't whether they're right or not. The only question that matters is, what are you going to do about it?